Hey everybody, it's Rob from Flailthroughs. This is Gundam Battle Operation 2, and this is another freshly buffed mobile suit, Filius Streams Galbaldi Beta. Um, as much as I like charging beam rifles, this just never really quite felt as good to me as the standard Galbaldi. Part of that is just because it has another one of those reverse downswings, where I feel like the standard Galbaldi's just works better. Uh, it's two different swings. The Filius, swaps them, and yeah, I feel like the standard beta just worked better in that regard. But yeah, they gave it quite a few decent skills here. The charged rifle now pierces. Um, the beam rifle, the Galbaldi beam rifle sub weapon now has faster round speed and also a little bit, I believe, a little bit more damage. And yeah, I was waiting for somebody who'd stop moving to move back there. And when they decided not to, I just went after somebody and lucked out and took something out on my first shot. This is the level 2. This is another 600 room, as you probably figured out from the Woundwort Raw. But yeah, beyond that, see, it also now has a Sturmfaust, and it has a Garaby, discharge subweapon. So, again, for those who have not heard the term before, Garaby is a Japanese term from the Gundam Versus community, I believe, which basically translates to beam barf. So, yeah, that's the idea there. I am low on health, but trying to just get some shots in because I do have some piercing weapons here, and they're all lined up really nice. So if I can just do something with that, that'd be great. But yeah, they up the damage of its club too, aka Sturmfaust. But yeah, it feels good. I like it, and I'm happy it got a nice overhaul. It does feel good. So far so good. Yep, somebody just evened up the scores, so not a bad place to be. And yeah, hopping in to hopefully land some shots here. I just kind of a couple of rounds back I didn't get one with this that I liked in the desert. Got to run a couple there though, and just just kind of sometimes you manage the good brain reset and things just kind of fall into place, and I just started taking the time to actually think about my shots a little bit and landing a bunch more of them. So, just a lot. Again, I talked about in the previous video how my walking patterns got to feeling automatic after a while after playing this game so long. And similarly, I think getting to a place where everything feels automatic with the rest of it often works against me. It can't just be a thing of just just getting into a routine of centering the target and pulling the switch. You have to think about what you're doing. You have to think about a lot of things actually, which sometimes on a good day, if my brain is preoccupied, I can play on a subconscious level, usually with a Gelgug, just because that is the good automatic after all this time. That is still probably my strongest. But yeah, again, actually, sometimes again when you're playing something fairly fast paced, you don't even realize that you've stopped thinking about it, or at least I don't, and that's not always good. He landed a little bit of the Garoby there. I think I'm not sure what that is in front of me, but I wound up fighting it quite a bit and usually coming out okay. Okay, it's a Jetta cannon. Yeah, so I accidentally spent a lot of time in this round harassing a support. Not what I meant to do, but it kind of worked, sort of. But yeah, I forget whether or not they did anything to the standard Galbaldi beta. That could probably use a little bit too at this point. It was another one that was really strong when it came out and just has kind of fallen off a little bit over the years. But Mark II was another one of the ones that got buffed, and I I'm really happy they gave it the dummy balloon that it should have by rights. I still feel like the new Gundam and or the Riga Z should get those as well, but one thing at a time. The dummy balloon was already in the game for the Mark II since it just has rocks, and the Super Gundam had those. So yeah, now the Mark II has a very temporary stealth buff, and yeah, haven't gotten something I like with it yet, but I do like how it feels. I do like I do like where they've gone with it. And yeah, just most of the buffs I've tried out so far are pretty good. Just trying to get. There we go. Yeah, I think that was the Jetta cannon again. So Jetta cannon or Jesta cannon? Pretty sure it's Jetta. I don't think the Jesta cannon comes in until 650. But let's see. GPO 2 was hassling me and got hassled back by number 2. Much appreciation for that. And I managed to sneak in the discharge beam before it got knocked down, or before it got back up, rather. Wow, speaking of autopilot brain. But yeah, so far we're doing pretty well. Round is almost over, and I've got 934 hit points. So yeah, I am definitely taking advantage of the fact that this thing's main rifle can work at extreme range. The one thing I don't like about the discharge beam is that it does not have the range of the main rifle. It not even close. So yeah, and I'm about to get myself killed here. Was hoping to get a chance to fire through the cracks. Did not happen. Person did not walk into my beam. Hit the shield. Used a tackle to keep myself alive. And trying. Okay, I got the club, but I didn't have any boost to counter that melee. So. But yeah, the discharge beam is much shorter range than the actual sniper rifle, so just watch out for that. It's at a good range that it pairs well with the Galbaldi beta beam rifle subweapon. They have pretty close ranges otherwise, so it's kind of one of those things where the sniper rifle is your long range attack, and then if you end up fighting at closer range, you have this other toolkit. So just something to be aware of. Rolled out of the way of that beam, hit it in the booster, and that was enough to get around the shield and take it down. So, and that person, yep, just a quick discharge beam there, and I'd love to hit something with the hit a couple of things with the piercing charged shot, but not going to happen. I don't think, not this round. But I did get a last second KO on that mass production Zeta Gundam, so I'm fine with that. Yeah, like I said, I like how it's doing. Top score at 5175, about a third of the team's score. I'll take that. 88,000 damage, 9 and 3. Yeah, so I am happy with that. That is going to do it for today's Gundam Battle Operation 2. We will be back soon with more. Till next time, everybody take care and have fun. Later. Okay, so the buffs. I forgot that before this, it could also only do one melee swing. It now has melee combo controller level 1. So yeah, you've got 2-hit melee. Its flight control program went from level 2 to level 3, which I believe means that not only can it boost in the air, it's more boost efficient about it than it used to be. At level 2, which is what I was using, the hit points went from 17k to 19k. Walk speed went from 130 to 135, so it is a little faster than it used to be. Also got another 5 points of thruster, going from 65 to 70. And its special leg buffer went to level 2, so higher damage reduction when you're shot in the legs. The rifle charge time went down from 5 seconds to 4. Power at level 1 went from 2100 to 2200 and also was increased for the upper levels. The charge shot takes less heat. It pierces, and they upped the power of it at level 2. So I was getting, stronger shots out of it than would happen for a level 1. But yeah, for the sub-weapon beam rifle, went from 500 damage a shot to 600 at level 1. and the projectile speed was increased. The Sturmfaust, yeah, they changed it from a standard club, which I think stat-wise is shared with some of the Zeku series, to the Galbaldi Beta FS club, which has 300 more power, went from 1700 to 2000. Reload time got cut by a third, went from 15 seconds to 10, and you can swap time shortened too. And of course, the discharge weapon is new. Boy, and when I said this was not as good as the standard Galbaldi Beta, I was not kidding. Oh yeah, that was a 550 round, not a 600, because there is no 600 Galbaldi Beta FS. Thank you, Brain. You probably saw the numbers in the round and went, Rob, what are you talking about? But that's, yeah, not unusual. Anyway, at 500, the general type average is 49.5% for wins. FS was getting 40%. Yeah, so that is a major problem. Rifle win rate was 48.7% on average. It was at 31.7%. Damage dealt was 12,000 below average. 68,340 is the average damage for generals. It was at 56. It was another one where the MS losses were actually lower. I think that was another one of those cases where, yeah, it could stay at range and not get hurt, but it was also not doing enough damage to justify its existence. At 550, the numbers get more dire. At the general average for wins, 49%. The level 2 FS, 37.3% win rate. Wow. Rival win rate was 27.5% versus the general type average of 48.6. Damage was like 20,000 below the average. 72k is the average for 550 generals, and it had 51. And here it was not at least compensating for that by giving up less score to the enemy. The average general MS loss is 3.1 per round at 550, and it was at 3.5. So yeah, it was definitely suffering, and yeah, I like how it feels, and hopefully it will be pulling better numbers than that. Like I sometimes don't remember to mention, if you look at the go to the information page on the GBO2 website and look at previous months' buffs, they will show how the numbers have changed and say whether the buffs they think the buffs were sufficient or not. So, always interesting to look at.